Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your boy Addie Net and my bestie.
Mama Bear Listy here today.
And today we're going to break down the top 5 school districts in the Portland Metro. So if that is on your list, you've got kiddos, you've got a family to bring over, you are not going to want to miss this app. So stay with us. All right. So we're going to jump into the top 5 school districts. Heather and I, when we do these Zoom calls with people relocating here, one of the biggest segments for families specifically is the school districts. And with Heather having a little one herself, is very immersed in the community and has a good breakdown. So Heather, what tool are you going to be referencing today as we break down these 5 school districts?
Today we are taking the 2024 top school districts in the greater metropolitan Portland area from niche.com.
Niche.
This is my favorite resource when talking about schools and people looking at rankings and getting comments and kind of reviews about the schools. This is my top one that I recommend.
I think it's important too to disclose that, we get comments from time to time about steering and what we can and cannot say. First and foremost, our intent is to be transparent, honest, hopefully somewhat educational, and not steer anyone at all. This is why you reference this website,
Niche.com.
correct?
I am
Yeah.
taking actual fact numbers from niche.com. These are not my opinions. I am just taking the information and talking a little bit more about these districts and what they have to offer. And we'll talk about a little bit about the communities, just so you kind of know what we're going into. And we're doing the top 5. You can find all of the schools and where they're ranked on this website. So that's fantastic. We're going to go over the top 5 and let's rock from there.
All right,
And
jump
Addie
into it.
says you can't hear me very well today, so you're getting up close and personal with Listy, so my microphone catches my loud voice. All right, let's do this. Share my screen. All right, niche.com 2024 best school districts in the Portland area. This will include Southwest Washington because that is considered part of the greater metropolitan area. So that's kind of something to keep in mind here because some of those schools over the border might be on this list. All right, guys. Our first one is Lake Oswego School District. They are in number 1. They are a hard one to beat. They definitely hold this spot for how many years in a row now?
A very long time.
A very long time. A very long time. So you got Lake Oswego. It is actually
Over 30
a little
years.
bit of a smaller school district. You got 2 high schools. You have a total of about just over 6,800 students in that area. People love Lake Oswego. Very small, cute community. Here's your kind of your grades overall. Obviously, you have an A. Diversity here. This is something that kind of stands out. You don't have as much diversity in some of the other school districts that we may be talking about today. But here is a full kind of grade score for the school. I just want to point out they get a B for food. Apparently, cafeteria food is only B right now. So yeah, right. Most kids taking their lunches. I mean, I think B's pretty good.
Bees were good when I was in school.
Little fun fact about Listy. My mom was the lunch lady growing up. She managed the kitchen for 25 years. So I've got a soft spot for these school lunches, not gonna lie. All right, so here is your map. You've got 2 schools. You've got kind of on this side of the lake is gonna be Lake Oswego High School. On this side, you're gonna be more looking at Lake Ridge High School.
Yeah, and I think it's important to distinguish the north side of the lake here and the south side. So the north side's going to be a little more old money, generational. There are pockets of new builds and random pop-ups. The south side kind of blends a little bit into a vibe of Westland and connects down to where you can see that Merrillhurst and Robinwood. So do be mindful. Some people might be seeing listings on Zillow or Redfin that say Lake Oswego, and it's not even like close to the lake or a part of it. It might be touching more Westland or I-5 there left on the map.
Yep. That is a very good point. So you do have some schools that, fall into the Westland that are right on the edge of Lake Oswego that might actually go to Westland and not Lake Oswego or vice versa, but they're very, very close to one another. So Lake Oswego is definitely a little bit more affluent area. A lot of our clients love this area. They fall in love with it and sometimes get priced out quite quickly. So that's something to kind of keep in mind as far as affordability goes when it comes to housing. Now, on this niche.com, kind of keep in mind that they will have some average house prices, things like that. That is also including condos and townhomes. So the numbers are skewed by quite a
Good
bit.
point.
So if you are wanting, a reality check of what housing costs, this is when you reach out, have a chat with us, or, go on some of these websites that you can find and really look at what you're looking for. If you're needing a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house in Lake Oswego, you want it over 3,000 square feet, you're going to have a better reality of what those house prices are and not having it skewed by, townhomes and condos, which brings the cost of living, quite down quite a bit when you add condos into those pricing. Does that make sense, Addie?
Absolutely. Yeah. Got to be
Okay.
mindful.
All right, awesome. So our next top school district is right here, Riverdale School District. All right, Riverdale actually is a public school. This is really cool. So it's a public school that is just for its obviously residents. Okay, it's very, very small. There is only 2 schools in Riverdale. There's a K through 8, and then you have your high school, which is going to be 9th through 12th grade. You have a total of 563 students. The teacher ratios are amazeballs, you guys, 14-1. Like that is unheard of. Okay. So what's really cool kind of about Riverdale though, is that they are actually kind of competing with the private schools. Obviously private schools tend to be a little bit ranked. We are only covering public schools on this list today. We are not covering private schools, but Riverdale does compete with those private schools, just so you guys know. And they offer outside tuition for people that are not residents of that community. So if you actually want to go to Riverdale, and you don't live in the community, it starts off with tuition for kindergartners just over 12,000, and up through high school it's just under 15,000 a year to get in. You have to apply and go through an interview process, but that is something that's kind of cool about this district. I want to show you guys some of the grades. Overall, they are really competitive with Lake Oswego, and I'll show you on a map why. I just want to point out their food is better in the cafeteria. I don't know
I
why.
noticed that right away.
So something to also note, it is a smaller school. This one, like for the families out there, diversity is really important. And one of the things with diversity is, you have to think about like lower income, subsidized housing. There might be some students within your district that are on free and reduced lunches, which there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody can use a little helping hand. I will tell you that Riverdale has 0% kids, okay, on free and reduced. So that's something to kind of point out. Even Lake Oswego being a little bit more affluent, they still have 8% of their kids on free and reduced in the Lake Oswego. So that's something that's kind of interesting to me as a mama, just kind of knowing that you're really not dealing with area here where it's not affordable.
I've got a question. So I don't understand why, even being born and raised here, I always thought Riverdale was fully private. So how is it public and
It's public. So
apply?
there's 2 public schools and it's just for its community. So it's Riverdale and it's kind of Dunthorpe is the 2 neighborhoods. It's actually just south of Portland, is in Multnomah County, which is Portland proper, is Multnomah County. So it's south of Portland here. And then we're just north of Lake Oswego. So it borders the Willamette River right here. But yeah, they have like just, like Lake Oswego's all public schools. They have 2 public schools for their residents, but they do offer tuition if you wanted to apply to get into their school district. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
But as far as affordability, I'm not going to lie, you guys, I love this area. It's beautiful to look at homes, but I've never sold a home in this area because they do not come up very often.
And
A
they're
lot
really
of
expensive.
people, these houses go from family, generation to generation. They keep it in there. They're beautiful homes. They're large, and it's very spendy. But the cool thing about this area, just so you guys kind of know, as far as the school goes, they have a huge focus on college prep and field studies. They do a lot of different field trips to like the Oregon coast, the children's theaters. They have paleontology labs. They do overnight pioneer field studies. They go to Fort Vancouver and stay the night to see what it was like living as a pioneer. They go to Shakespeare festivals down in Ashland. They raise and release fish. They do geocaching. They have week-long excursions. I mean, and this starts in kindergarten through high school. But one of the other things that's really, really cool is they actually offer week-long internships to their high school students. So that's kind of a cool thing too, is they're really trying to focus on college prep, getting these internships, helping these kids. So that's something that's kind of cool about this particular school district.
I love
All
that.
right. Addie does not have my notes today. Oh, don't look at the screen. I was cheating there. Do you know what our third ranked school is?
I have the notes. You
Yes.
emailed
Oh,
them
I
to
did send
me.
you the notes. They're in. We got Camas, Washington, you guys. We are crossing the border over into Camas. This is a hot spot. Hot spot.
Sizzle hot. Sizzling hot.
Yep. You are ranked third in the Portland metro area. Just want to point out the cafeteria food gets an A. Okay.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why did administration barely get a B? What happened there, Listy?
Don't have that information. Don't know.
Huh.
Yeah, I wish. I don't know why they're getting a B for their teachers. I will tell you
Interesting.
this. This is off of rankings from, families and schools. Camas School District did have a strike.
Teacher strike.
Yeah, they did a teacher strike at the beginning of the year. So that might have been kind of skewed. Maybe that's why.
We have had a few comments regarding the strikes up on the Washington side, because there was a Portland strike as well last year in protest of better working conditions and income salary. Somebody had noted, a local, that it's great on the Washington side. It seems like the teacher union, if they have any issues, they typically do those in the summer, so they don't interfere with
Where?
students.
Yes, I agree. So Camas
Little gossip, little
they-
gossip.
they started their strike right before school started, and I want to say it went into 2 weeks into the school year, and then Portland School District started their strike, in the middle of the school year, and they were out for several weeks, and it's a big old hot mess. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
All
good.
right. So just want to point out, they are #1 school district here for athletics in the state of Washington, you guys. Like, if athletics is important to your students, this is a school in Washington for you. It's pretty amazing. So unlike our other two top school districts, where there's not, like in Lake Oswego and in Riverdale, you don't find a lot of new construction. Even Lake Oswego, it's like no community is being built, like it's already built out, but you might have an old house torn down, and you might have like a onesie twosie house here built in Lake Oswego. Camas is growing. You've got a ton of new construction going in this area. And something I want to point out here is, let me go. This little area right here is being completely developed. This is actually considered Washougal, but it lands in the Camas School District. This whole little area is called North Side. This is hot. I mean, I love going to this area and selling houses. And then you also have some new development going on up in this area as well, that have beautiful views of the lake and the hillsides and green space. A lot of people love this Lacamas Lake. This is a lake that you have homes surrounding it, but there is not access. There is no house that has direct access to the lake right here, just so people know that. They're like, oh, I want to have my boat right there. You don't have direct access from your house to Lacamas Lake. That's something to kind of know. So you can kind of see this. So yeah, people will not look in Washington, which is a little bit more affordable than Camas. Camas is a little bit more affluent. It's kind of the Lake Oswego of Washington, but definitely more affordable than Lake Oswego. People don't get as priced out as quickly. And part of it is the taxes are lower in this area as well. So you actually have 16 schools. You have 772, almost 7,300 kids in the school district, which is fantastic. And then you also have a really amazing school up there called Camtech, which is really STEM based, which is science, technology, engineering, and math based school, like year round. They have year round and summer internship programs for these kids as well. So that's helpful with the college prep. I love that. And then they also have a program that's really like hands on, like kids that might need some extra attention. Like for instance, my kiddo example, he is dyslexic and has dysgraphia. So he needs a little extra, guidance and a little bit, he learns more hands on, and Camas has programs up there that allow kids to more time and more help to learn differently. So this is why it's ranking so high, and why it's outbeating some of the schools on the Oregon side. And again, it's building a ton, and you've got this whole area that's being built out, and there's room to grow as you go into Washougal. Now, Washougal That's not something I want to go into too much, but Washougal is definitely on the watch list, you guys, as they are growing and so much new construction growing and money going into the schools and their new waterfront. You're going to see that hitting, I would say by 2026, when they finish their new waterfront area, you're going to start seeing Washougal School District hit this top 10 as well.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah,
Well,
it's pretty.
I
Yeah.
didn't know about the area being developed, and that's good insight.
Yeah, it's
Very
pretty
good.
awesome. So next one, all right, Addie, let's hear it. Westland.
Let's go, Lions. Let's
Yep, we
go,
got a
Lions.
Westland graduate here, you guys. So he is Go Lions. He gets really excited when we talk about Westland. So Westland and Wilsonville, okay, those are two different cities in the Portland metro area. They are combined school district, okay? So I'm gonna just say it right now, you guys, they are ranked #1 for sports in the state of Oregon.
Let's go.
I know
Let's
they're
go.
killing it. Their basketball team is awesome. Their baseball team won the state championship against my son's high school team last year. It was heartbreaking. So, anywho, it's
Big football program.
it
Sports
is.
are great, guys. I'm
Sports
gonna
are great.
jump in here. One
It
thing
is.
to know, not a lot of people talk about this. Excellent math and music.
Yeah.
Music is really big. Being a graduate from there, that constantly winning different competitions. So it's not just sports, it's sports and arts. There's been a massive influx of community support and population over the last 20 years, and it's been great to see it grow. So it's a great one to put on your list if you've got kiddos.
I love it. I'm going to kind of pull up the map here as well. This is really important to look at. I
Mhm.
do want to mention they just opened a brand new high school in 23-24 school year. That's this year right now. It's pretty cool. Both Westland and Wilsonville students can apply to go to it. It's called Riverside High School. So they have like specific studies in health careers, business marketing, construction, and architecture for these kids. Okay. So for health careers, you're exploring all the different fields, anywhere from like nursing to dental to doctors. It could be like tech, like an x-ray tech, medical coding, physical therapy, and then like construction, you're exploring like electrical, plumbing, like mason, an area. You have carpentry, construction manager, and then obviously architecture design. This is huge. Like I love it. I love that they're giving these kids an areas, to kind of focus on, in school. So this is kind of a new fun thing. And I love that they offer this charter school because it's pretty awesome. So I just want to kind of point out here, you've got the Westland area up here. Westland, not a lot of room to build. Okay. I do want to point out you do have some new development. Let me go. Sorry, I'm looking. I have to follow my map like I'm on the road right here off of Salamo Road. You have this great little area right over here. My favorite builder happens to be developing Savannah Summit right there. There's some new builds going in. They haven't even had their grand opening. That's happening in April, I believe. But David Weekly Homes has a new community going in right here. And I want to say there's like 14 or 15 houses. So you get like little packets, but there's not a ton in West Lynn where you can build great big communities that, as far as like large planned developments, there's not that happening. There's just not the room in this area, but that is one focus because people like to know about where the new construction is. Do you want to add anything about West Lynn before I go down to Wilsonville?
No, that was really good. Yeah, I just think, one thing to know is it might say it's like Westland, Wilsonville, but there's a clear divide, even though those districts are combined. Wilsonville is a fantastic high school as well. We see the huge popularity, especially in the last 25 years. There's a neighborhood called Villebois, which Villebois at one point, I don't know if it still is, but it was the largest planned urban development, also known as PUD, in America. So it's all newer construction, very beautiful, community oriented. There's a huge demand for that type of neighborhood. At the same time, there's some people that absolutely don't want to be there. They're like, hey, this looks like the Truman Show to me. I
It
don't want
is the
to.
Truman Show, and it's really cute.
It's cute. A lot of people like it there. There's a lot of options.
I was trying to pull it up on where Villebois is at. Perfect, right over here.
You got it. Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute. I was like, why was I second guessing myself? I was more focused over here. You have this whole area, which is Frog Pond, which is the new area being developed. And it's not
Mhm.
as Truman like, but there are some killer builders in this area. This whole area is being developed right now. It is called Frog Pond, and you have multiple builders.
Yeah, this area is popular for a lot of people. The I-5 corridor is obviously a direct artery into the Portland area. There's a lot of big employers that stretch from Portland all the way down to Wilsonville off I-5. So to Walton, Taggart, it all connects there. So from a commuting standpoint, that location works for a lot of families as well.
Especially going down to Salem because it's just a direct shot down to the state capitol. So a lot of families will live in there just because it's so easy to get on that I-5 corridor.
Yep.
Where Westland is more going to be off of the 205, which is going to be closer to the airport.
Yep.
I don't know why I want
Absolutely.
you guys to know that, but that's kind of important. All right, you guys. So Westland Wilsonville School District is number 4. And number 5, go Beaverton. That's right. Your West Side girl here. Super excited because Beaverton is ranked number 5. All right. So this is crazy. Beaverton is a lot bigger school district. Okay, you
Yeah.
guys, I want to show you this really fast. There are 66 schools. All right. You have 37 elementary schools, 18 middle schools, and 11 high schools. You have just over 39,000 kids in this school district. And what I love about Beaverton is the affordability, where some of our other school districts that we've talked about today, mostly all of them, aren't as affordable as Beaverton. So we get a lot of families checking this out because there's
Mm,
a little bit more for everybody on price
mm,
wise here. You have your multi-million dollar homes, but then you also have your first, starter homes, condos, townhomes, things like that. So the affordability is a little bit nicer. And each little pocket of this area really makes a different. They all have a different vibe, which we'll talk about. Now, before I go in to talk about the schools, I think it's really important we talk about Beaverton. It is ranked A for diversity. Okay, you guys,
yeah.
this is amazing. You are going to find more diversity as far as this suburb goes. Now, it's ranked 4th in the state of Oregon for diversity. The other 3 are in the inner city of Portland, which makes sense, as far as
Sure.
diversity goes. But as far as like having that, suburb, schools, you're looking at having A, and this is one of the only ones on the top 10 list that does have an A in diversity. So this is kind of important. And that's because you have large employers like Intel and Nike, right there in the Beaverton area, bringing families to this area from all over the world. So I love that. All
Oh,
right.
food. Oh,
I
C
know.
plus.
I know it's food. I don't know why I always like to point out the food. So, and as far as affordability, I will show you guys here as well. You have 36% kids here on free or reduced. So again, you're getting lots of diversity in this area. Now, can we talk about here? We've got this area covers a ton. Definitely, if you have a family and you're thinking Beaverton's for you, I grew up in the Beaverton School District. I still live in Beaverton. I love to chat about it, but I love to talk about the surrounding school districts also. Very familiar, like Tigard and Tualatin. Honorable mention. It's right next door to Beaverton, and it's number 7 on the list. Okay. So we can talk about that. Sherwood, number 6 on the list, right south of Beaverton. So it's something to kind of think about. Now, I do want to point out new construction in this area. Lots of people moving because they love new construction. But again, you have homes that are a lot older too, that have a little bit more space. But something to think about right here, this high school, Mountainside High School, the largest high school in the Beaverton School District. It looks like a university. It is beautiful. Now, all of this area right here is being developed, you guys. It's huge. There's a ton of new construction up behind it as well. Okay. Tons of builders, all different price points. You got condos, you got townhomes, you got duplexes, you have single family homes. You got a lot going on. This is the urban growth boundary, actually, right here on Roy Rogers. Okay. So this right here, this is all farmland, okay? And there's 20 years of reserved property. So the urban growth sprawl slowly goes out. They review it every 6 years and release enough land to keep up with the population. So you literally, on this side, you have all new construction kind of surrounding this area, and it's slowly going out. But what I want to point out is everybody kind of wants to get into this high school because it's pretty, it's shiny, it's newer. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm a sports mama, I'm a baseball mama, and their field is amazing. It's beautiful. But look, it's on the border of Beaverton.
Mm,
Okay. This is literally right on the border. So this new construction house right across the street is not Beaverton School District. It is Tigard to Tualatin School District. So if you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go to the new high school and I found this new build, it's right across the street. Be very careful. There is new build all right here. This is all new construction in this River Terrace area, but this is very few homes feeding into that school. All of this looks like it would go to that school, but this is all going to the Tigard to Tualatin School District.
that's
Okay. So I
crazy.
want to point that out. The other new construction is way across over here in the Beaverton School District in the Bethany area. Okay.
Very
This
popular.
is Beaverton School District, but I do want to point out this is Southwest Portland address. Okay. It's
Mm,
actually not a Beaverton address, and that can throw some people off. So, this Bethany area is very popular with Intel employees. Okay. And they have a straight shot to downtown. Lots of people take farm roads back into downtown,
right.
Highway 26, which is really easy commute, which is great. But over here in this little area, you have a Portland Community College. That campus is gorgeous. Over here is a newer elementary school. It's beautiful. All this area, new construction going in all around it. And again, you have your urban growth boundary here. So you've got farmland all around you surrounding. So slowly that urban growth boundary will slowly start to move out. But those are the two biggest areas of new development in the Beaverton School District. But there are a ton of schools offering different things. So they have, again, a lot of diversity. You have Spanish immersion programs, you have a Hope Chinese school, you have a charter school that's called Academy of Science and Engineering. You have an arts and communication charter school. That school, oh my gosh, I have so many friends with kids that are really into like dance, ballet, or like physical, like drawing art, and like the performances, the ballet shows. I mean, they're incredible what they do at this school and the opportunities they provide to these kids. There is a construction technology school, there's health career, offered as well. So they've got a lot of different charter schools, a lot of different opportunities happening in the Beaverton School District. And I think that's, really why it's ranked number 5. With 66 schools, affordability is there. There's a little bit of something for everybody, but we can definitely dial you into any of these schools. Well, actually, I do want to show you guys something else. Look at this. This is something to note when we're talking about school districts before we hang off. You've got, your Portland metro area. Okay, right here is Portland. I kind of want to show you where we talked about today. Okay, Lake Oswego, #1 school district. Okay, is right here. You've got Lake Oswego. Right here is going to be that Riverdale. All right. Then we talked about Camas, Washington, over the bridge here. Then we talked about Westland, Wilsonville School District here. Then we go over here to Beaverton School District. Now, when you're looking at these, look at the little greens, okay? You got Tigard on that list, it's top 10. You got Sherwood on that list. I just want to point out most of your top school districts are on the west side of Portland, okay? And then you have Camas. A little honorable mention up here is going to be Ridgefield. Ridgefield was ranked number 8 for best school districts on the top 10 list. Tons and tons of new construction going up there. So Camas and Ridgefield. But most of your top school districts are going to be on the west side of Portland. That's what I wanted to share by showing you kind of that
I
map.
really like how you did that. Yeah, just kind of overview it all again on a large map. That's awesome. And of course, everyone, we can dive into this so much deeper. Like I've done thousands of Zoom calls with my bestie Listy here. She's the mama bear. She's the realtor, boots on the ground, local. I'm a little more the money guy. But if we want to open this up a little more,
Yeah.
dive deeper into what is best for you and your kids and your family, you got to reach out to us. Give us a call, give us a text, whatever it takes. We want to get on your calendar so we can get to know you, start building out a plan. That's what it takes. One little reach out to move the needle. And we love setting up that plan. 2024 is going to be a massive year. We have tons of families planning to come here this spring and summer. So get on our list so we can help you in advance. And we absolutely love it when you reach out. You're never annoying us. Just let us know. Anything else, Heather? You did a great job. I really appreciate you breaking that down today.
No,
Any
no,
final?
it's good on the map Sharon is our buddy Jackson, but thanks for
You did a great job. I like it.
No, I'm excited. Please reach out. I'm a mama bear. I love to talk about school districts. And if you don't want to live on the west side, we can talk about the east side schools. We dial in what is working for you, what areas you guys want to live in, whether it's the inner city or if you want to be urban, suburban, and be out in the suburbs. Just give us a call. Let's chat about schools. Let's talk about areas. And we really appreciate you guys watching. And until next time,
We'll catch you later. Nice.